Lynn here. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Now in this video I'm going to be showing you what we've got coming up into bud in our polytunnel, and mainly with the succulents, and happy to share with you what's coming into bud and what we have in flower. And first of all, I have one of my Jade Crosstula plants here flowering for the very first time for me. And we have a few different types of jades in our collection. I'll just show you our other jades here. We've got three larger jades, commonly known as the money plants there. But this is the first time this one is flowering for us, so very happy. And I've had this plant a few years now. Probably about 5 years, and first time flowering, so very excited. Now I have made a video on how to get your jade money plant Crosstula to flower, and if you haven't seen that video then do check it out. I share a lot of tips on there, links up above and down below in the video description. And you may be wondering, well, if I've made a video then why aren't my three big ones flowering for me? Now they have flowered before, especially this one here that's flowered quite a couple of times, beautiful flowers over the years. And the reason why they're not flowering at the moment is because they're not in an ideal light spot in the polytunnel. Our polytunnel is sort of one of the green tinted ones, which isn't brilliant for cacti and succulents. If this was a clear roof, they get a lot more direct sun coming through. And because they're so large, I have them out in the yard for the summer, and I have to put them on the floor slightly under the table for space during the winter months, so that they do get sun, but they don't get enough direct sun to really encourage them to bloom. But I know we're hoping to move house this year, another place to rent where we can have a glass or a clear polycarbonate greenhouse or polytunnel. It's going to let a lot more light in. And I mentioned in the how to get your jade money plant to flower, the tips about light in there, and this is a perfect example. This one here on the table gets a lot of direct sun, even through this green tinted roof. And that's why it's flowering. So I'm very happy to see flowering for the first time. And I also want to mention, while I'm onto this here, you see that these are our other jade Crosstulas here. This is the Crosstula golem, and another type of sort of, I can't remember the name of this one now. It's like a golem type but more wider leaves. And you can see there's lots of little white spots on it. And don't need to panic, it's not mealybug or anything like that. This is very common with jade plants, and I always notice it when I've watered them with tap water. I've made a whole video on white spots on Crosstula jade plants, what causes it, and do check that video out because I mentioned a lot more detail in there. But the good news is it's perfectly harmless, does not hurt them at all. It's just the excess minerals, either in the soil, it can sometimes be from the soil, the compost you've used, or the water. And I nearly always water all the plants in the polytunnel with rainwater, but last summer we had a particularly lovely summer for Ireland, for Northern Ireland, and we had to use tap water a few times, and I can tell that's why these have got these little white spots on. They come off very easy, you just pull them, they just come off. I leave them, I actually think they look quite pretty, but it seems to be very common with jade plants, Crosstula, so do check a special video out I have made on why your Crosstula jade plant has little white spots, and links up above to that video and also down below in the video description. I just want to mention that because a lot of you may not have seen that video. It's one I made a few years ago, but I know I keep getting asked a lot about little tiny white spots on jades, so do check that video out. So that's first of all that, happy to say, flowering for the first time. And then here, I have made a video on this already, but this is blooming even more beautiful now. This is my Crosstula, commonly known as the baby's necklace, and I'll put the proper names going across the screen there because I'm hopeless at pronouncing them. Absolutely been blooming for weeks in winter bloom here, tons and tons of little blooms, absolutely gorgeous, very, very, very pretty. And here we have, I'll show you this is one of our Kalanchoe Kalanchoe. Again, I'm hopeless at pronouncing the name, so I'll put the names going across the screen. This is amazing. It's commonly called the lavender scallops because you can see the lovely lavender colour. This gets a good sunny position here as well. Coming into bud, as you can see, very excited. And these Kalanchoes are often sort of winter bloomers or very late winter, early spring bloomers. Happy to see buds. It's going to be blooming beautiful very soon. And then I've had some of the aloes, I keep all the aloes dry over the winter. I mean, ideally they do like to have a little bit of water, but because they're in the polytunnel, which is kept pretty cool temperatures here, I keep them dry. And they might shrivel. You can see that shriveling there. Birds have been flowering. Look at that. That's just coming to the end there. And that's my Aloe rohi. So very happy to see that has been blooming beautiful too. And I'll make an update on the aloes, probably in the springtime when I've given them a good water and they plump back up again. And then we have here, my Slumberdew has been blooming beautiful for weeks, as you can see. It needs a good drink. I brought my other two in that I've given a very good drink and they've plumped up too. So that I'm going to give another big good water into that one there. And then here, very excited to say I have Echeverias coming into bud. Now this is a lot of our Echeverias and Graptopetalum and all them type of group here have quite a lot. And they're looking pretty shriveled now, as you can see. A little bit on the shrivelly, wrinkly side, but I keep them dry over the winter, again because of the cool temperatures here in the polytunnel. But they're overwintering really, really well. And what I'm really happy about this year is that normally, and it's normal, very, very common with Echeverias and Graptosedums and all them type of group, is that in the winter, they tend to get this annoying sort of white powdery mildew and fungus because they don't like a lot of damp and humidity. Since we've had the dehumidifier, which has been brilliant in the polytunnel, I've had no issues with fungus and powdery mildew in the polytunnel. It's the first year ever, so very happy about that. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. And here we go. This one here, we have a bud coming up on Echeveria. Just check the label, is Echeveria canna. Very excited to see a lovely bud forming already on this beauty here. And then we have here Echeveria agavoides. Again, lovely buds just starting to form there. Flower spike coming up, very excited. And yep, we've got over here some more. You wonder what that whirring noise is. That's the dehumidifier. It's amazing, guys. It keeps the humidity inside this polytunnel about 50%, which is great, because normally without the dehumidifier it'd be about 85, even 90% humidity in the polytunnel, which is a nightmare for cacti and succulents. Pretty not so bad in the summer, and we can have the door open and get plenty of ventilation, but in winter obviously it's a nightmare high humidity. So this has been an absolute godsend, and a bit more information on it, then check the video we made when we installed this dehumidifier. Link up above to that and down below in the video description as well, should you look for a dehumidifier for your greenhouses. They're perfect, and they operate really well as well at they can take up to freezing temperatures, as a lot of dehumidifiers have to have a warmish temperature to work, but this is brilliant. So do check that out, especially for cold environments. And here we have some of our Graptopetalums as well coming into bud. Look at that, tons of buds on the flower spike there. Another one there, and here as well. Packed. And this is our Echeveria metallica. Tons of flower buds there coming up on a lovely long flower spike. Look at that, it's going to be amazing. And very happy to see another one as well coming up. Big flower spike, bundles of blooms, buds I should say, and more over there. And I'm going to make an update obviously on the cacti and succulent polytunnel update soon. There's not really any signs, no signs of any buds on the cacti yet, because it's still only late February, so usually middle of March I start to see some buds appear, but they're all overwintering absolutely brilliantly, so can't complain there. And happy to see a lovely seed pod forming in one of our mammillarias also. And to say, I'll make a complete collection update tour coming soon in the next week or two, but just wanted to show you what's in bud already and these beautiful blooms. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and for lots more tips and tricks on how you can care for and grow cacti and succulents, then please do subscribe to my channel, and also check out my website desertplantsofavalon.com. I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power from across the Emerald Isle. And until my next video, bye.